Now friends, let us consider this situation. In the screen you can see a case example of MSME CC or OD accounts, and as I discussed earlier also, that due to regulatory package, due to the moratorium period and the guidelines of Reserve Bank of India, there are a very complex situation has arisen here, and there are certain provisions also. So what we can do in this situation, let us try to find out. So here is a case example. Suppose a loan was there and that loan was provided moratorium, and in that loan as on 1st March, that is as on 29th February, the interest overdue was 20,000. We are talking about MSME CC or OD account. So 20,000 was overdue, and after that 1st March to 31st March there was interest of 60,000 which was charged in that account. So this 60,000 was during the moratorium period. So the account got moratorium, and during the moratorium period 60,000 was charged. So now what Reserve Bank of India said, that this 60,000 rupees you can defer. So what our bank has did, our bank has provided this 60,000 rupees as FITL COVID-19 loan from the back end, and our bank has given the guidelines that this 60,000 rupees Yes, so I was talking that this 60,000 rupees we have to recover, because this has been provided from the back end. This we have to recover by 31st March 2021. And since the Honorable Supreme Court decision, I have mentioned it earlier, the account has not slipped to NPA. So even if this 20,000 or this 60,000 rupees has not been paid by the borrower, the account is still PA. And in the due course of time, what happened? The interest was charged in the month of September and October and November also. Here I have taken example. Suppose after this moratorium period, 10,000 rupees interest has been charged. So what will happen? What will be the situation? So here we can see that if the borrower is availing this regulatory package and the borrower is ready to repay this 60,000 rupees which has been charged during the moratorium period by 31st March 2021, in that case the borrower has to pay the remaining overdue money upfront. So borrower has to pay 20,000 rupees. So this has to be recovered from the borrower, and borrower has also to pay the remaining interest which has been charged after 31st August 2020. So what will be the situation? 20,000 to be recovered by the borrower, 60,000 to be recovered by the borrower, but the repayment period is there up to 31st March 2021, and 10,000 is to be recovered by the borrower upfront. Now, what may be the situation? Let us try to find. The borrower may not be in a position to pay this money upfront. 20,000 and 10,000, 30,000 he may not be in a position to pay. Then in that case, what we can do? We can provide our general FITL loan, restructuring loan, and we can provide relief to the borrower. First situation, it may be there. Now the second situation, if the borrower is also not in a position to pay this 60,000 rupees by March 2021, there may be such genuine cases where the borrower is not able to pay the overdue amount, the total overdue amount, and borrower is telling that this regulatory package, the relief which RBI has given, and I am not in a position to pay this money by 31st March 2021. So in that case, what will happen? In that case, there are only two options. One, we have to start legal proceeding and we have to recover all the amount by selling the assets. But there are some genuine circumstances. So the second option is we have to take all this amount as overdue and we can restructure it in our own restructuring scheme. Means there are two restructuring packages, as I told. One is the regulatory package. In that regulatory package, only the moratorium period interest has been given as a relief, and it is to be paid by 31st March. And there is another scheme which is our regular restructuring scheme. So as per that scheme, we can fund this total overdue. So in that case, this total 90,000 rupees will become overdue. We can fund it through FITL, but we have to see the overall prescribed limit that we have seen in the earlier slide. That suppose here 90,000 overdue is there, and suppose the account outstanding in the account is 4 lakh rupees prior to restructuring. So what will happen? 25% is 1 lakh rupees. So 90,000 is below 1 lakh. So we can fund total 90,000 as FITL. But what will happen if the loan prior to restructuring is 3 lakhs and outstanding is 90,000? So 3 lakh, 20% of 3 lakh is only 75,000. So in that case, we can fund only 75,000 as FITL. So in that case, we have to recover 15,000 rupees from the borrower and we have to pay the 75,000 rupees as FITL. So these are the situations which may arise in your branches, and you have to consider that due to this FITL COVID loan, due to this regulatory relief, what is the impact in that business account, and accordingly we have to decide what package we have to give. So it is not only the restructuring scheme. So all the restructuring scheme or resolution framework is to be seen in the context of the regulatory package which has been provided by the Reserve Bank of India. It has to be seen in the context of the repayment period till 31st March 2021, which has been provided by Reserve Bank of India and consequently by the banks. And it has to be seen in the context of the repayment capacity of the borrower also. And then we have to decide whether we have to give the regulatory package or we have to give the general restructuring relief to the borrower. So this is very important to note. Now in case of term loan also, you can see that in case of term loan, suppose as on 1st March the overdue installment was EMI was 20,000. During the moratorium period, the overdue EMI was 60,000, and after this 31st August, the overdue EMI is 10,000. So in this case also, this 60,000 rupees which was due in the moratorium period, RBI has said to extend this in the remaining period. So suppose there is 3 years remaining in the repayment period, what we can do? We can add these 6 months. So the repayment period will become 3 months, 3 years, 6 months, and this 60,000 rupees will be capitalized and redistributed in the remaining repayment schedule. And in that case, also this 30,000 rupees the borrower has to pay upfront. So this is the regulatory package. And in case the borrower is not able to pay this 30,000 upfront and borrower requests for general restructuring for more relief, then in that case we can take this whole amount 90,000 as overdue and we can do our own general restructuring. We can segregate, we can bifurcate this overdue in principal and working and interest amount, and we can do WCTL and FITL, and we can provide some relief to the borrower. Because what happens in the general restructuring scheme, when we are providing FITL and WCTL, in that case the borrower gets time of 12 months. So 12 months is the moratorium period, and in the original account, term loan account also, we are providing 12 months moratorium. So the borrower is worryless for 12 months, and he can revive he can concentrate on his business, he can revive his business, and he can maybe in the future, in this 12 months period of time, the unit will start its productions, the unit will start generating profit, and consequently the banks will be getting their repayment and getting their profits back. So this is the situation, friends. Now let us try to understand the other part, that is benchmark for viability. What benchmarks we have to see? In case of term loans, minimum FSCR of 1:1 is to be ensured. So what is FSCR? In simple terms, in layman terms, I would like to explain that FSCR is fixed asset divided by the term liability. So whatever fixed asset is there, if it is equal to the term liability, the account is eligible. This is the benchmark. But in general cases, what happens? That the fixed asset must be 1.5 times of the term liability. Then only the account becomes eligible in general term loans. But due to this corona pandemic, due to this restructuring package, relief under this restructuring package, we are taking only 1:1. The ratio is being taken only 1:1. And here we can see, consider one more thing. If the account is covered under CGTMSE, in that case we need not take this FSCR ratio. So if it is NCGTC covered or CGTMSE covered, we need not worry about FSCR. DSCR should be minimum 1:1 during the first 2 years of restructuring, after moratorium, and improve thereafter. ICR proposed is 1.25:1 in the second year of operations after implementation of restructuring package, as MSMEs are struggling with liquidity. So you can see here the DSCR and interest coverage ratio has also been reduced. So normally DSCR we are taking 1.5 and in case of MSME we are taking 1.25:1. But for restructuring only 1:1 DSCR we can accept, and this also for the first 2 years. In view of the strained liquidity, you can see the current ratio has also been reduced. The current ratio now for 1 crore loan we can take 0.8:1, and above rupees 1 crore we can take 1:1. So this is also very important to note that even if the borrower is not having the margin, you can see the net working capital is negative. So in that case also we can do the restructuring. So these are some benchmark for viability which we have to consider.